A man is tied up on a cross and waiting to be killed. The people were standing there and was shouting to kill him. He defeated the Demon King, and he thought now the world would be at peace. A girl. The Demon King is dead. Now the only possible threat to the royal family is you, hero. Even though he could have just obediently become hers, her stupid yet cute puppet, he shouted angrily that he will kill them all. He will take everything. He will kill them while they were suffering in agony. He decided to kill the woman who tricked him, and he will not spare the life who betrayed him. The girl was Princess and she decided to kill Hero, and she was not going to spare his life. Now this where the story started. Our hero named Hero finally managed to die. A girl hugged him from behind. This is the place where they were, before born to the world. Hugging him from behind, the girl asks our hero Raoul that it must have hurt. He slaps her and asks how she felt watching him die in vain. Turns out the girl is a goddess, the goddess of love. She drops down on the floor and begs him to torture her more. Raoul picks her up and grabs her by the chin and says if her regret and love for him is real, the goddess of love is teary-eyed, and Raoul continues with a menacing smile. If you love me, resurrect me, and let me wipe them out. This is Kingdom of Curse, Auerbach Castle. It's a wedding day. The people were gathered to welcome their princess. They love her. They were excited to see their princess. The girls were talking to each other about the prince's outfit. She was wearing a highest quality dress for the day, pure white, totally fit on white skin and beautiful blonde hair. As the princess listened to this, she got angry. She takes out a whip and slaps a maid with that whip. The other maids are in a state of shock, while the maid who got hit drops on her knees in pain and starts apologizing. The princess is fuming in rage, and starts hitting that maid again and again and again, and yells at them that she doesn't like this dress, and they should have a more suitable dress than this. The maid on the ground talks back to her, and says that this dress was given to the princess by Emil Sama for the sake of the wedding ceremony. Hearing that, princess starts beating her more and kills the poor girl eventually. The princess asks them if they can fetch her a different dress to change while her foot is on the dead maid with a smile. All the maids bow to her, and just when they were about to go, the princess asks if they could clean up that unsightly thing. Man, this princess is twisted in the head. A girl was standing there. She is Royal Order of Chivalry Commander Sandra, and was seeing these ridiculous things and thought this was a bad sign for the day of Prince's departure. The recent string of incidents have been same. 1 month ago, the soldier was protecting the kingdom's gates were annihilated during a clear day. They mysteriously died with not just a pool of blood but a large pool of water left behind. The Royal Order of Chivalry has been desperately investigating, but they had not found out a single thing about the culprit, not even whether or not it's a demon. She would protect Princess Victoria even if this were to displease her. She asked the princess that she could reconsider about this, holding a parade while they have yet to resolve the incident 1 month ago. She told her that she would not be able to live on if something were happened to her. Princess agreed with her and said, "If there is even a single scratch on my skin, I am going to eradicate the Order of Chivalry that's responsible for protecting me." Our strong gatekeepers at the front lines were defeated, their resistance to no avail. Preparing for the worst-case scenario is the Order of Chivalry's job. The leaders of their country have been dying one after the other to some unknown disease. It may be they were cursed. It can be said they were cursed. Victoria is angry. She has no interest in these unsightly things. There is nothing to do with her what chivalry was saying. When the leaders of their country were dying, they were all saying the same thing. Bless Her Highness. Chivalry asked to the princess to postpone the parade until they have captured the culprit who killed the soldier, because the murder case of the gatekeepers and the mysterious words of the sick happening at the same time, and she has a doubt that there was some invisible thread that was tied to all of that. The princess refuses. She thinks the Demon King and the hero were dead, so there is no one left to beat them. With a kind and loving smile, the princess says that you knights and the populace are my shield. After all, I am the country's sacred treasure, a one kind of existence. The whole kingdom loved her, and they could be her shield at any cost to protect her, and she knew that. The parade started and princess arrived with her beloved fiancé. Everyone standing there and congratulating her, the princess waving her hand to them. They were talking how beautiful she was looking. They believe she is the treasure for their country. The prince was Prince Auclair's eldest son of the Count Emile Auclair. He was handsome and charming. The princess had no interest in him. She even did not like to talk to him, but she is marrying her because he had the look, he was a mama's boy and so disgusting. She was marrying him because she wants to bear a son so she could install him on throne in order to seize the sovereignty of the country. And for that reason she wants the boy to be handsome, and if the boy is ugly she had to kill him. That is why she was using him as an instrument, only for that reason. But she still thinks as per looks Hero is better than him. The princess thinks back of the time when Hero was summoned. The king is sitting on his throne and Princess Victoria is standing beside the king, and the man in hood introduces himself as Raoul, and says even if he were to die he will definitely defeat the demon king, and he will bring back peace to the kingdom and the world. At first glance Princess knew he is a simple, kind-hearted, and a foolish man, but he has a powerful gaze. My man looks so innocent. Those honest eyes, I want to defile them, says the princess with a creepy look. Raoul was her absolute favorite, and Princess is sad that his death was too harsh. However, she is also glad that she managed to kill the hero who defeated the demon king with her own hands, and thinks why did he refuse to become hers. Princess Victoria and the prince are heading towards the stage. The stage where the wedding ceremony will be held is surrounded by an elite force which has pledged their allegiance to the royal family, and only the particularly superior amongst the young nobles accomplished in the literary and military arts are chosen for it. Some fangirls shout for Princess to look at them. Being the twisted princess she is, thinks that it wouldn't hurt to give the shields protecting her a greeting. She looks at them with a loving expression and the fangirls go totally crazy, and everyone starts praising her. Long live princess! Long live the princess! Listening to this, the princess gets happy and thinks that this world is hers. She will seize everything, aside from that man the hero. They reach at the stage, and all the priests bow to them. The priest starts the ceremony. The ceremony is about to be over. Everyone's eyes are at Prince and the princess, and just when her glory days were about to begin, one of the priests smiles devilishly, and she hears the magic words, "Bless Her Highness the Princess." Just when she hears it she gets shocked, and just then a splatter of blood flies all over the place. And the princess remembers the words of Captain. They are all repeating the same words, while they are delirious with a high fever. Bless Her Highness the Princess. The priest gets sliced in half. A mere coincidence, no, and then the hooded figure removes his hood, and from his black hairs and red eyes that look on fire, Princess knew who was standing in front of her. The hooded figure asks, "How are you doing, Princess? It's been a while." The princess is shocked, and she could have sworn that this man the hero died by her own hands. Raoul replies that he has been resurrected from the depths of hell, in order to get revenge on all of them. If being with Goddess of Love is hell, I wanna go to hell too, damn it. At that time, he met a girl, Goddess of Love before reincarnated. She was totally insane goddess. He told her he will bring peace to the world, and he would become the savior. But none of it mattered anymore as she was blindly supporting him. She did not want him to leave. She think the world is evil because they killed their own savior. That is the true nature of humans that he wanted to save. This is the fate of hero Raoul that gods chose as savior. The goddess accepted, and explained him how she made mistakes in her judgment, and now they do not want to bring them salvation. The girl is in love with Raoul. She is in love with his eye that carry a strong will, a fearless look, having a power that could control the world if he felt like it. Every part of Raoul is special to her. Raoul thinks he can leverage her and her love to go to the living world again. He asked her to resurrect him and lend him powers to wipe them out. The girl hesitates by doing it because until a spirit that has already died once is cleansed, it must not return to the ground. Plus, goddesses who violate any laws will have their position revoked. But Hero did not care about the gods' rules. He asked her whether she could do it or not. The girl is in love with Hero and the behavior of Hero got her angry. Raoul appeased her with love. He asked to give him back his power that she sealed. But those power of darkness, it was meant to destroy and take away everything. His soul would be consumed by darkness. She asked him to live happily together with her in paradise for all eternity like this. But Raoul is savior, and he wanted to watch them suffer. He wanted to give salvation to this world that was infected with demons by killing them and cleansing the world. He was going to attempt a path of carnage. Raoul is not in love with that goddess. He thinks of her as a batshit crazy pervert. For the goddess Raoul's happiness was her happiness. She granted him his powers. The goddess of love gets up, puts her arms around Raoul's neck, and soon after their lips meet, they start kissing each other passionately. And just when their lips gets apart, Raoul gets surrounded by a blinding light. This is his original power. Now Raoul has got his sealed power, the power of darkness, and he demands to the goddess that she should revive him back. The goddess of love is sad because she will be apart from hero Raoul. Her beloved, she says her parting words, "May the goddess's blessing be with you," and with those words, Raoul gets surrounded by a blinding light once again. And soon after, the hero is revived once again to purge this world. He went to the castle where the guards of the gate tried to stop him, but he killed them all. Before getting killed by Raoul, the guards told him about the princess's wedding parade after a month. It's been a month since Hero was reincarnated from the brink of death, and he has been waiting for this day impatiently. The princess sees blood all over her, and starts freaking out. Raoul is amused by this display and starts laughing, and says, "So other people's lives are the same as filth to you." And just then, the captain of chivalry jumps in front of the princess, saying that only a demon would kill a messenger of God. And he is a demon who copied Hero's appearance. The hero is dead. Hero is puzzled and angry at the same time, and asks her if she is talking about these guys, who not only siphon surplus offerings from their believers, but also make false convictions to execute people. Sandra gets angry and says that Raoul is a demon, and he should show his true form. The hero denies it, saying this is real form. But the princess yells that he is a liar, and Hero should already be dead. Raoul is done with arguing and pulls the princess's hair toward his face, and with a smile asks the princess to observe him closer. Sandra gets angry and orders her men to unsheathe their sword and advance with her. Seeing this, Raoul laughs and says if they truly believe that they can defeat him with such toys. And with those words, 5 fountains start going off behind the captain of chivalry. The people who are standing there watching all this unfold right in front of their eyes get shocked, and in fear their eyes open wide, and soon after they start running. Pulling princess's hair from one hand, Raoul casts a magic from the other hand, and everyone stops right there where they were standing. And then Raoul politely asks princess's ugly subjects to stop running and look at him, and that they should watch very carefully until the very end, because it's more exciting with a lot of spectators. And then he forcefully lifts the princess in midair by her hair, and says this is an extremely rare spectacle starring the princess. Then continues to say that they love spectacles like this, so they should slowly appreciate it from where they stand. Hearing this, people start shouting at him, saying that he should free them, they are just commoners. The princess yells for them to be silent, and says that even if they are all her people, what are they panicking for? And she does not fear this monster who is posing as her. People starts murmuring to themselves, and the hero says he is not a monster, he has been reborn, and princess should accept reality. Hearing this, the princess gets angry and Sandra to kill him. But because of Raoul's magic she can't move and her legs are frozen in one place, so the princess says that Sandra should save her even if it means chopping her own legs. Dude, this princess is hilarious. Soon after, Hero's gaze falls upon the prince, and the prince is scared to death. The guy is so scared that he peed in his pants. And the hero says that this parade is for marriage announcement, so her husband should her too, and it will be a duet of the future couple. Raoul puts some kind of magic on the prince, and soon after the prince starts moving on his own, crying, and grabs the princess, and starts crying even more, saying, "Mother, save me." Raoul says so princess's husband has a mother complex, and starts laughing. The mother's boy gets behind the princess and grabs her by her arms, making her unmovable. Hero asks the princess that why she isn't wearing a white dress even though this is the event of her marriage announcement, because the color of blood won't look pretty on a red dress. Just as he says that, he grabs her dress by the collar and rips it apart, with which her blossom chest is uncovered in front of her people and guards. The people, seeing their beloved princess and the national treasure in a state like this, seems to be happy. Well, to me they look happy, or are they scared? I don't know. Anyway, with anger on her face, she asks Raoul what is he going to do with her. Raoul is happy and asks the princess that she wanted children, so it's time for the main event. The princess is shocked and her eyes open wide in fear. With stuttering voice and shame on her face, she asks the hero if he is planning to rape her, and instead of replying with words, the hero just licks his lips. This is not a body that any lowly person can touch. She warned him, if he touched her he would make him feel that experience again, and he did not want to feel that. This gave Hiro a hint that she finally recognized him. The princess was not in that condition to talk, she was just shouting, she was asking for the apology. Sandra was standing right there and was seeing everything without doing anything because Hiro's magic made her stand. She asked Hiro that taking Princess hostage is cowardly. He should fight honorably. As Hiro listened to this word, he turned back and asked her if she had forgotten what means she used to capture him. Before the Demon King's subjugation, Macaulay Village, some people are working on a field and they greet hero Raoul as he comes out of his tent, after which they had breakfast, and are ready to leave. A kid comes running to hero Raoul, and gives him rye bread, and Raoul asks the kid if he is sure giving him such precious thing. The kid nods in affirmation and say as long as he beats the Demon King, and asks if he will come back to play with him. After the subjugation of the Demon King, Sandra reports it to the princess, and the princess gives Sandra order to capture the hero, and says to search the village Raoul was intimate with first, so Sandra asks if she is taking them hostage, and princess denies it, saying, "No, kill them, as brutally as possible. And she should skewer everyone, including women and children," and while sipping her tea with a psychotic expression wonders what kind of face Hiro will make. When Hiro returned to the village, he saw a graveyard instead of a beautiful village, a graveyard of men, women, and children. He was just looking at the village and was shocked to see the condition of the village, and then he got hit by a rod from back, now present. "It's not my fault, it was not a crime. Eradicating the guards was a homage to you, hence I was just faithfully abiding by princess's orders. What is wrong with that? It is righteous to commit a massacre for the sake of justice," said Sandra. She said that princess' order were absolute, all others' life was worth no more than the trash before hers. They were willing to die for the princess. When Sandra was saying this, Hiro amplified her voice and made it loud, so she could be heard by each corner of the court, and Sandra noticed it later when she said it all. Now the princess's crime was exposed, and everyone in the courtroom is shocked. They had relatives in that village, sisters, brothers, fathers and mothers too. Now they know it was not Hiro who did this massacre. It was their beloved princess. Hiro wanted more fun, so he cast some magic on Sandra. She came close to princess and punched her in the face. She did not want to, but it was his magic. She keeps punching her face. Her pretty face is a mess now. Sandra doesn't want to, but her moves by itself because of Hiro's magic. Raoul wanted to have more fun, so he made Sandra munch her again and again and again. The prince holding down princess is scared to death, and cries for his mama. Raoul made Sandra punch princess so many times that her face is such a mess that she can't even be recognized. Hiro gets close to the princess and says it's to head for the finale, and she is going to atone for the sin of killing his older sister, while conjuring some magic in his hands. He casts some kind of magic on her whole body, while suppressing his anger, so he doesn't kill her yet, so he can torture her more. The princess starts feeling dizzy, and just as Hiro closes his fists, blood gushes out of the princess's mouth, and in pain and agony she drops to the ground. The prince is scared and wants his mama. The princess on ground screams it hurts, and Raoul warns her that if she screams, she will die from excessive bleeding. He stops her bleeding, because he doesn't want her to die, and says it shouldn't hurt anymore. The princess screams in anger that he was her tool, her pawn she was done using. So what is this? So Raoul replies by saying, she is reaping what she sowed, and he is just copying what they all did. And after that he turns to the knights and says they will get their turn to die a miserable death as well, and with a satisfied expression says today's performance is over. And just as he says that, he undo his magic, making everyone free again, and they all drop down to floor. After getting free, the princess yells at her knights to kill Raoul or she will punish every one of them, and all the knights start shouting for sake of the princess and charge at Hiro. While Raoul's attention was at front, some knights pierce his chest from behind and some blood gushes out of his mouth. Princess is really happy with the results, and starts shouting, and this is what happens to those who oppose her, and she told him that she will kill him. She wasn't done running her mouth when she hears a sigh. Making a stylish pose, Hiro asks Victoria if she forgot that he is the hero, and he is not going to die to some skewers. The princess is really shocked, and Bro takes out swords from his body so casually, like he is taking out some spare change, and puts the sword on her neck, and says to Victoria that he will be back once she has gotten her pretty face, after which he congratulates Victoria for her wedding, and with a graceful bow says the magic words, "Bless Her Highness the Princess." If you all want part 2, tell me in comments, and subscribe for more content like this. I will see you all in the next one.